Welcome to the Big Success Show. Today, the benefits of managing your household finances like a business.
You're overwhelmed, so much to do, it seems like such a mess. If only you had coaches who could bring you big success. Bring you big success. So lean right in, learn how to win. Entrepreneur nurturing, tips to be your best. With a professor and Mary-Lynn for your big success.
Would you benefit financially by managing your household finances like a business? The two of us have, and today we want to share some information with you. We think you're going to find it helpful as well. Hi, my name is George Kruger. People sometimes call me the professor.
We always call you the professor.
Always call me the professor.
And I'm Mary-Lynn. Today's show is part of a series that we've been doing, a podcast series, explaining why we created the Financial Freedom Tool and the thinking behind its features. And if you want to go check right now, it's financialfreedomtool.com.
Yes, it's real easy to remember. And we started with the what. What is financial freedom? And we shared our definition of financial freedom, which is very simple. Financial freedom means plenty of money for life.
I like that.
That sounds pretty good.
Who doesn't want that?
Sounds promising.
And last time we shared our why. Why did we create the Financial Freedom Tool? We created it to help good people have more money to do more good.
That's right. We only want to talk with you if you're a good person.
Yes.
So all others can exit.
Yeah. Goodbye.
But we do. We want to help you have more money so that you can help others and also help yourself, your family, change your corner of the world, maybe change the whole world.
Exactly. And today, as our series continues, we want to talk about a new way to view your household finances. So why should you manage your household finances like a business?
Well, it's pretty simple, Mary-Lynn. Businesses have tools which we individuals don't. And so if we can think about, or if we can use these tools to our own benefit in our own finances, we can find new and enlightening ways to understand our money better than we ever have before. So it's just to help us gain new insights into our money and how we're managing it.
And so the small businesses have these tools because it helps them look at their money and be able to manage it, and so that they don't go broke, so that the business stays afloat.
Absolutely, yes. Yes.
And so we need to think of our household like a small business.
Like a small business. And this is really an important distinction. And, we talked a lot about this concept as we were developing the Freedom Tool. And so, the first bite is just see it as a business. But now what kind of business? Well, it's a small business. Why is it a small business? Well, because large businesses...
Wait, it doesn't depend on the size of house you have?
No, it doesn't.
Oh, okay.
No, it doesn't. That's not what we're talking about. Although, obviously, if you're a mega billionaire, your household finances may be that's a big small business.
That's
Let's put it
true.
that way.
Okay.
So, but when it comes to finances, large companies have advantages which small companies don't. And when we look at the financial side of our households, they look much more like a small business than they do a big business. So that's why we're using this as a model.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we don't get big. We don't get big major discounts. We can't pass costs on to others.
Yes.
Things are constantly changing, and we have to be able to adapt.
Well, let me give you an example that I think everybody will kind of relate to really kind of reinforce this concept. So let's take a large company and a small company, and they both want to buy a vehicle. Now, sometime before this decision to buy a vehicle, the large company has already gone out into the marketplace, and they've raised a large sum of money. Like, for example, perhaps from a bond issue or a stock issue. Okay. Most likely a bond issue. And so these big public companies have the ability to raise money almost at will. Okay? Within reason.
From people who are already invested in the company.
Yeah, or even new people who want to invest in the company or in the bonds and institutions, etc., right? So the thing is, when they make this decision to buy a vehicle, they just go shopping, get the vehicle, write a check, they're done. Okay? So the small company, what they have to do is, once the decision's made, they're going to go get, let's just say they go get pre-approved for a loan, okay? Pre-approved for a vehicle loan. How much can I get? All right? This is the kind of vehicle I'm thinking of buying, etc. Right. Well, so now, with the commitment from a lender in hand, now they can go shopping for a vehicle. Once they get the vehicle, they go finalize the loan documents in the deal, and they now have money in their bank, so they can now write the check.
Right.
Okay. But do you see the difference between the two? The difference is the financing and investment decision. So investing in the vehicle is a decision, an investment decision. Mm-hmm. It's buying an asset. So the financing decision and the investment decision are independent of each other. One doesn't affect the other. Okay? With a small company, they're interdependent. When I want to buy a vehicle, I have to get financing. I have to figure out the financing. Sometimes as consumers, we do the no money down, for how many months. Mm-hmm. We're financing the deal, right? I mean, a lot of times these happen close together. They're interdependent, though. Without that financing for that specific purchase, that specific asset, we wouldn't be able to actually buy that asset. So our household finances, which one are they more like?
It's definitely more like the small business. I got to go buy a new dishwasher when the dishwasher conks out, right?
Exactly. So that's the point. You have to think of your household as a small business.
And that's why we like to call the finances of your household entrepreneurial personal finance.
Yes, because it is very entrepreneurial. It's all about ownership.
Now let's talk about 3 ways that you can manage your household finances like a small business. And step 1, according to the professor, is understand and accept your role.
Yeah. So what is your role with your household and especially with your household finances? Well, you're the owner or partner if you're committed in a loving relationship, but you're the owner.
Okay.
It's important to understand that. Note, you are not just the chief executive officer, the CEO, or the chief financial officer, the CFO. You're not just that person. You're also the owner. Now, you may play that role, you may fill that position, but that's not what you are. You are the owner, not the CFO or the CEO. Because unlike the CEO or the CFO, you don't have a golden parachute. I mean, you can't parachute out of life, right? I mean, I guess
Wait, I can't rack up a bunch of household debt and then just say see ya and then get a payout and take off.
You can, but the thing is, you got to have skin in the game. That's a different form of skin.
Yeah,
because they're going to be taking some skin, right?
Yeah.
So the point is, like an entrepreneur, you have to persevere each day so that you can fight another day. So you have to think about yourself as the owner, not the CEO. The other thing is, the reason you're the owner, not the CEO or the CFO, is because you don't answer to the owners. You are the owner. See?
Yeah.
See that? So like an entrepreneur, you're in charge. You must take control of the wheel to direct your ship.
All right. Another way to manage your household finances like a small business: don't save, don't spend, invest.
Yes. We're always thinking about investing.
Okay.
And this is something I think this should give comfort to those people out there who you're a saver, but you're married to a spender. Okay?
There's a lot of that.
Yes, there is. I mean,
different
opposites attract,
that's
right?
It, yeah.
So they say. Well, the point is, we can see all the money coming in and money going out. The money going out is investments. Even if we're spending it on food, it's an investment. It's an investment in your future happiness or your present happiness. We'll talk more about that, but here's the deal. If you see every dollar that goes out your door as an investment in your future or present happiness, then you're going to find that you're going to, over time, be much more happy. Okay? So in some cases, if you're honest with yourself, you're going to realize before you even make a purchase that the happiness that you're going to gain is going to be fleeting.
From that particular purchase.
Yes. And when you start to do this, so you're really getting a handle on your finances. Now, in addition, we have to understand saving money isn't enough. If I save money and stash it in my mattress, it's not doing me much good. You have to put that money to use. Business owners, get this. You got to put that money to use. Cash is the best asset to have, but it's the worst asset to hold. And so we've got to get that money working for us. So while we're in that earnings phase of our life, we need to fund the harvest phase, that point at which we slow down, work less, maybe retire completely, but those years when we're going to enjoy the fruits of our labor. Your goal here, very simple, maximize your return on investment. In other words, create the greatest amount of happiness for yourself and your family in your time here on earth. It means enjoying life now and later, looking back with no regrets.
And having many happy returns.
Exactly right.
All right. And finally, the third way to manage your household finances like a small business is to determine how your financials stack up. And this is something that businesses do.
Absolutely. So businesses, large and small, have tools to benchmark. That's what this is called, benchmarking your financials.
That's comparing
in layman's
my
language.
Spending, comparing my
Yes.
expenses, that kind of thing.
So, for example, they can compare their financial performance to their competitors. Okay. Now, they don't see each competitor. These are aggregations of income and then divided out to here's what the individual firm is doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see what's going on with my competitors. Now, from this simple exercise, I can make sound, better, strategic decisions.
Right.
I can develop action plans.
Right.
And so there was nothing. We looked out there. I mean, we looked and looked and looked and looked when we started talking about this concept of the Freedom Tool. And there was nothing out there like what businesses have for us as individuals. And so that's why we created the Financial Freedom Tool. It helps you see how your personal finances stack up to your neighbors.
So, for example, how much do people like you, so people in your income bracket, spend on their house, on their cars, their food, clothes, entertainment,
Yes.
all of those kinds of things? You can look at that and benchmark yourself to your neighbors to know where you may be overspending and where you're underspending.
Exactly right. And as we talked about this, Mary-Lynn, we were very focused on trying to make this as simple to understand as possible. Because, I mean, these concepts that we're dealing with here in the Freedom Tool, they're sophisticated financial concepts. They're using sophisticated financial tools in the Freedom Tool. And so how do we make it so that all of us can understand it? Well, we finally came up with a solution. We use smiley faces and frowny faces. Smiley face, good. Frowny face, not so good.
Oh.
So that helps you understand very quickly. I mean, like in an instant, once you get your data in, like that, you start to understand how you're doing financially.
So some of the things you'll be able to do when you use the Financial Freedom Tool, you'll be able to pinpoint opportunities to manage your household finances better.
Like that.
Yeah. Yes, I like how you snapped. You'll be able to make sound strategic decisions in your life.
And I would say for life, for life now and for life later.
Determine your next money move.
How handy is that? Like actually being able to say, okay, here's my numbers. Now here's what I need to do. You know this quickly.
Or how much of a car should I buy when I need to go get that vehicle,
Yep.
right?
Mm-hmm.
You can play with the numbers and see how that affects everything.
Yes, and you can even stress test, we call it, stress test your finances so that you see what kind of effect is that car purchase, that car payment going to have on my entire financial situation. Before you even do it, you get this full picture.
Another thing the Financial Freedom Tool helps you do is helps you feel a sense of calm regarding your personal finances instead of anxiety.
Yes, I mean, how many times do you hear those two words used together, Mary-Lynn? Calm, personal finances.
Not
Calm,
very often.
Personal finances, exactly right.
And then also, you'll be able to expand your choices going forward.
Yeah, because, I mean, this really is going to help you find the funds to fund your dreams, is kind of how we say it. And the point is that it's going to help you open up new worlds because you're managing the world you're in right now so well.
And that brings us back to the whole thing. Good people, you're a good person. You'll be able to help the world by being able to do more good.
Absolutely right.
You can learn more about the Financial Freedom Tool at financialfreedomtool.com.
And we thank you so much for listening today.
Until next time,
Here's to your big success.
Tips to be your best with a Professor and Mary-Lynn for your big success.
Find big success at biggsuccess.com.